God, this hat. And then look, I've got a fucking condom on my head. I've stuck it on. I'm trying to save on the electric bill. So it's freezing in here. And yeah, this hat's gorgeous. It looks like I've got a bloody Robber Johnny on my bonds. Right. So this next review is of a movie that I was literally fuming with when I hang on a minute, less condom. No. Okay. Right. So I was basically fucking angry because I didn't need to travel sort of 10, 15 miles over to Castleford to watch this. But I'd gone out for the day, sat down and got, after I got my ticket, for the Royal Hotel. But basically, if you watch a previous review of mine called The Lesson, Richard E. Grant, you'll see I pick up on the fact that the Universal logo, as soon as the Universal logo appears on the screen and gives it the whole, I love it because it's such an epic opening and it really sort of paves the way for like a decent film. You know you're in for a treat. Well, I wasn't, basically. So I got the build up. I swear on everything ever that nothing, this is no exaggeration, nothing happens throughout this entire movie. Two girls, right, they're basically Americans backpacking through Australia, I think. Don't know, lost interest. Backpacking. And they end up working in a bar. So they're bored of getting pissed up on boats outside the Sydney Opera House and what have you. They land in this remote location right in the outback. It's like fucking edge of the universe type stuff. And they get out of the car. Sorry, I can't, because I'm trying. I can't. You can't describe it because nothing happens. So they basically get out of the car outside the hotel, the Royal Hotel, and they get a job in the hotel behind the bar. That's it. That's your lot. So let me think. They go to work in the bar. We witness their nightly activity of serving drinks. The end. Right. So there was a positive in this film, and it was hope. It was my hope that something would happen, like, because the storyline was so lacking in everything. There was no emotion, there was no drama, there was no character. There's character introduction of one or two sort of main people that pop up, but there's no character development. So yeah, hope sprung. It was in the form actually of a line uttered by one of the characters. So it was it was basically the character played by what's her name, Julia Garner. So I'm struggling big time with this. Julia Garner, who plays Hannah, she's outside a bar. So the night, you basically, they're serving drinks. That's all you get, guys. Sorry. That's the film. So later on in the film, they're on their break. So we see, honestly, it's like a documentary of like in the hospitality sector. It's this, like, it's just so boring. So, no offense to hospitality people. So they're outside, they're having a fag, and they're on their break. So she looks up. Julia Garner's character looks up at the stars, and she's suddenly like, "Hey, look at the stars. They're different here." And I was like, "Hey, does that mean is something going to happen here?" Because her character, she's like, the stars. It's like, it was like something out of Doctor Who, when the stars are going out and the universe is collapsing. Excellent. Now I had high hopes that otherworldly vibes were creeping in. A celestial fuck up was about to happen where the girls had like crossed hemispheres, because I was piecing it together in my mind, because they're crossed, I think, or they probably hadn't. Again, don't know. I wasn't really that interested. They had travelled so far to the outback that I was wondering if they crossed hemispheres and entered like this a world where reality had sort of turned upside down. The stars were going out, and because because the stars were out of sync, that was grounds for this epic plot where they were trapped behind their force field so intense that the magnetic pull of the earth ricochets up. Do you know what I'm saying? Basically, what I had in my mind, what I was piecing together, was far more interesting than what was unfolding on screen. Was Julia Garner's line, did it pave the way to more interesting, like fucking brilliant storylines and scenarios? No, basically. So she looks up at the sky and she's like, the stars are different here. There I am, I fluctuated down a bit. There I am, yeah, making up my own story in my head. And I'm glad I did, because nothing came of it. It was just like a passing line. So it was just, it just so happens the stars look weird, and that was the end of that. Oh my god. Anything positive. The set and sort of landscape is incredibly boring, but it could be seen as beautiful by some viewers. Middle of nowhere, paradise, probably. But honestly, I can't tell you enough how little happens in this fucking film. I was, like I say, I was fuming. Like, I exited the cinema, and I just felt like I needed to like just vent my shit. I was so, honestly, yeah, I would just avoid the Royal Hotel starring Julia Garner and Jessica Henwick at all costs. There was a scene where one of the characters, so you basically, because they're working in a bar where the landlady is constantly sort of having a go at her drunk husband for not paying the girls. It's like that tedious that it actually drills down into just real life. Like I say, it's like a documentary. So she's like, hey, are you going to pay these girls or what? And he's like fucking staggering around. I'll pay you and I'll fucking get the money. When I get the money, I'll fucking give it to you. What more do you fucking want? You can fuck off. So he's staggering around. The poor woman's like just like running around after him. And other characters are introduced. So like in most films and telly shows where you've got people working in a bar, one of the characters is this sort of smart looking chap who's propped up at the bar. He's off his tits on Babycham or God knows what. And he takes a shine to one of the girls. I think to Julia Garner's character, I believe. Nothing really comes of it. There's a scene later on in the film where he's actually staggering. So the girls live upstairs, obviously, in the pub, and there's like so her character Hannah, she's in her room doing something. I don't know what. And then there's like banging outside in the hallway. She opens the door, she goes out, and it's him, this character. And he's like it's no different basically to what you'd find in the middle of an Ibis hotel at 2 a.m. in Newcastle upon Tyne. It's just someone off their tits, just sort of like like staggering down a hallway. She's obviously like, oh my god, runs back in, slams the door. Like there's a little bit of tension here because it's like, oh fuck, he does look a bit creepy. You can't deny. But again, it's nothing you wouldn't see 2 a.m. in the middle of an Ibis. It's just someone staggering down a hallway, who then once he's through the door, bit of dialogue. I think there's a tiny bit of a brawl where she screams and like just flops to the floor. In the morning, her friend, so Liv, wakes up. She's like hungover as fuck because they're about to leave. I think they're about to be packing their bags anyway. I was ready to pack my fucking bag in the cinema screen. Believe you me. So, yeah, Liv wakes up and she's like, oh god, she's got to hand it to her. Gotta hand it to her. She does the whole like still shit faced performance. She nails that brilliantly. So you know that whole sort of where you're just grimacing continuously. You know, all you've got to do is blink. And you just feel like you're going to yak. So she's great at acting hungover. But that's it. That's all that stood out for me. Let me think. Anything else? No. Honestly, like I say, there's the celestial fuck up that I was piecing together in my own mind due to the fact that the Royal Hotel's plot was so damn basically boring. That was just, yeah, the only thing I got from this. It's like, make your own mind up. She's looking at the stars like, they're different here at the start. You know something, or you hope something's going to go tits up. Like fuck it, I've had enough of this. Right, I'm finishing here. Me and my condom hat. I swear to God, if you make the effort to sit down and watch the Royal Hotel, you need your standards testing and your tasting film, because it's an absolute shit show. The finale, I don't mind telling you. So nothing happens. Nothing. It's just two women who get a job in a bar, hang around outside on their days off and on breaks, having fags, meeting people, the occasional swim. Oh. But yeah, the grand finale would be, yeah, that they walk away from the pub, the hotel in the end. Would it matter if I give something away? Okay, fuck it. Skip forward a minute if you don't want to hear this. So they're basically, just giving it a moment for people to skip, those who want to. Okay. The hotel catches fire and blows up, and the girls walk away with their suitcases. Credits roll. I'll tell you what, the ending is more fucking insulting than the film itself. Whoever the hell came up with this idea, oh God, I wish you could write to movie directors. That's all I'll say. Oh my God. Right. So I'm ending this here. Just remember the Royal Hotel. Remember it as a film where physically nothing happens.